What's up everybody, this is Tostemac and welcome back to another autism vlog. Today we're going to be talking about a big obstacle that individuals with autism may face. No, I'm not talking about anything social-wise and whatnot this time, no. I'm talking about the obstacle of trying new foods, or what some people may call picky eating. But before we dive too deeply into that, let's ask this question first. Why is it so hard for individuals with autism to try new foods? A lot of you may be thinking, does it have to do with the food itself? Sort of, not completely, because here's the thing. Individuals with autism like things to be routine. They want certain things done in a certain way at a certain time. This can make it very difficult for them to try new things, whether it be going to new places, meeting new people, or in this case, trying new foods. Unfortunately, this can be a big problem, especially later on down the road, when your diet consists of, let's say, chicken nuggets, french fries, and pizza. The truth is, your body needs a variety of nutrients in order to stay healthy, fit, well, whatever word you want to use to describe it. For example, calcium helps build stronger bones, proteins can help building muscles and whatnot, and along with exercise, just putting it out there. Potassium can help with lowering blood pressure, and this is just to name a small few. There's a whole list of a variety of vitamins and nutrients that your body needs to grow. And unfortunately, sticking with a small diet of 3 or 4 foods is not going to help that much. Before I go over some things that may help an individual with autism to try new foods and whatnot, I want to reiterate what my dad said a while back in one of the previous autism vlogs. Early intervention is key. The sooner you can get the individual with autism to get used to trying new foods, the better off you'll be. Now that I got that out of the way, let's go over a couple things that parents may want to take into consideration. First and foremost, you may want to try to stop thinking as a parent for that moment and think more so as a chef. What do I mean by that? It's easy. What are the 5 senses that the human body uses on a day-to-day basis? The 5 senses are sight, smell, hearing, tasting, and touching. We use these 5 senses on a day-to-day basis, whether we know it or not. And with an individual with autism, these 5 senses may be a bit more sensitive, especially with trying new foods and whatnot. With that in mind, one of the things that you may want to take into account is presentation, how the food looks and smells, as we have a tendency to, as the saying goes, eat with our eyes first and our mouths second. Let's do a little exercise, shall we? Here we have 2 different types of soup. Let's take a look at the soup on the left. An individual with autism may be turned off by this because it looks a bit dark, murky, the colors don't really stand out that much, and you don't know what's in that soup unless you got a spoonful. Now let's take a look at the soup on the right. Now this one has a lot more color to it, it's a lot more vibrant, you can see the individual ingredients, not to mention it looks a bit more appetizing. So if an individual had to choose between the one on the left and the one on the right, odds are they'll go with the one on the right, mostly because of presentation. Another thing to look at is trying the individual pieces first before trying the whole thing. Let's take a look at this burger. I had to try each of these individual pieces separately before I learned that I like onions, lettuce, burger, cheese, and the bun. But I do not like tomatoes or pickles on the burger. That's because I try each of the individual pieces separately before trying the whole thing. Lastly, and most importantly, is how you present the new food to the individual with autism. Because the way you present the new food can make the individual either more inclined or less inclined to try the new thing. As I explained before, it can be quite difficult to get an individual with autism to try new things, and doing certain ways wrong could make them less wanting to do so. One thing you could consider looking at is what you're saying to the individual in order to convince them. Here's an example of what you don't want to do. "Oh, Billy, would you like to try this new food?" "I don't know. Not so sure." "But it's good for you, Billy." Ugh, it's going to be one of those things again. The truth is, no kid wants to hear it's good for them, because it sounds like the parent just wants to nag about the emphasis of nutrients or be good for you and whatnot. No kid wants to hear that. They just want to know whether the food tastes good or not. So instead, here's a couple other things you may want to try. Billy, would you like to try this new food? I don't know. I mean, well, I just tried it. I thought it's pretty good. I'm curious to see if you will like it or not. Just try one bite and see if you like it. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Also keep in mind that you don't want to give the individual too many new things at once, as it may have a tendency to overwhelm them. Instead, try to set up a routine or whatnot. Maybe try one new food a day or one new food a week, or in their usual dinner times and whatnot, just add one small new thing to the mix where they can eat everything else on the plate, but they have to try the new thing put on the plate before they are done. Just some things you may want to consider. If you set up a routine where the individual with autism is trying new things on a regular basis, sooner or later they'll get to the point where they'll be willing to try newer foods on their own, mostly because they're curious on how it'll taste and if it's something they'll want to eat on a regular basis. And just because they don't like a certain food now doesn't mean that they won't like it several months or a couple years later and whatnot. So feel free to try a certain food again after a while. Just don't try the same thing the day after or one day after the other. You get what I'm saying? Well, I think that'll be good enough for now, so I'll end the vlog here. Thank you very much for watching this autism vlog, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you're new to the autism vlogs, here's a link to the previous autism vlogs, or the playlist. I'll put a link there for you guys to click at to check out some other stuff I've done. Also, if you have any recommendations for how to teach individuals with autism to try new foods, let me know. That'll be great too, to start up a discussion. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and until next video, I gotta get myself something to eat. Note to self, eat before you make the video, not after. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, see you later. I'm gonna get myself something to eat.